listening. Golden girl, sex and celebrities, talking Philly radio legend. Go Hollywood and Philly, got it locked down.
Box. I'm here, and today I wanted to come back, and a lot of people had questions that I didn't get a chance to answer yesterday. Now, keep in mind, y'all, Latoyia Figueroa, that's the show that I'm doing today. And I just want to tell y'all this. You know, we did Latoyia Figueroa over 31 days. Yesterday, I told you it was 18 years ago. How about I was looking at one of the pics from last year? It's actually been 19 years. Like, it's been 19 years. What's up? Javon Pearson is here, Philly's own comedian extraordinaire. All right, is in the building. What's up, Javon Pearson? Yeah, shout outs to 50 Shades of Black. What's up, Never? And we still thank you, my friend since high school. 50 Shades of Black was friends with Latoyia Figueroa. And yesterday, if you were not here, like, I played you some exclusive clips that if you weren't there listening, like 19 years ago, okay, you haven't heard it since then because I haven't released it. So today I'm going to release another part that you didn't hear. Now, remember, let's just go through a little bit of what happened for the people that are here that have no idea, no clue or anything what really is going on. Maybe you don't know anything about Latoyia Figueroa. I want to tell you the short story, and then I want to let you hear some of the evidence that I feel as though, although Stephen Poach is in prison, I don't feel as though he was the only person responsible. Y'all know that I've said this for years, ever since then, and that's the way I feel about it. Like,
Golden Girls got the naked truth.
We'll never forget Latoyia Figueroa.
Rest in peace.
Now, yesterday, for the people that wasn't here, I played this particular clip. I'm gonna let y'all hear this, all right? And then I'm gonna play you something that you didn't hear. People were calling in. His family members were defending him. His baby mom was defending him. They were riding hard. This is the baby mom. This is Stephen Poach's other baby mom, Lisa Lawrence. She never got charged for anything. But I said this clearly yesterday. It was told by Stephen Poach's. He was the one who said this, that his baby mom was there when Latoyia took her last breath. That means that she was there when he killed her. If she was there when Latoyia took her last breath, that's what he said. So someone asked me, how do you know just because she was under the bed when the girl arrived that she knew Latoyia was there? Well, that's exactly how I know, because he told the story. And I said to you yesterday, from the beginning, when I ran into Mr. Melvin at 52nd Street, Latoyia had been missing for like a day and a half. I invited him to call in and tell his daughter's story so that the people in the city could help out. He was looking and searching for her when I saw him. It was just a chance meeting. I did not know him. That is how God works, all right? Understand that. And from that day at 52nd Street, that meeting, all right, that chance meeting that just so happened, we linked up. And from that day forward, I was in 150% trying to help him find Latoyia. All right. He called in. Mr. Melvin called in, and God rest his soul. Mr. Melvin, he did everything that he could to make sure that his daughter was found. Like, they don't make them like Mr. Melvin, people who just don't give up for nothing. And that's what he did. And so we went for 31 days with everybody else that did in the city, and people came from everywhere to help search for Latoyia Figueroa. All right, she was pregnant. She was 5 months pregnant. She was 24 years old, and it was with his child. So not only did we lose Latoyia, but we lost Latoyia and her daughter, Nyla, her unborn child, their unborn child. And this man, who was a maniac, was with another woman, Lisa Lawrence, who you're looking at now. Shoot this live out. Shoot this live out, because a lot of people that don't know the full story, I don't talk about it all the time. I talk about it a couple of times a year because it's a lot. When I talk about it, I have to relive it. So it is a lot. All right. Just do know that Latoyia has a living child and she is still out here mourning and hurting and suffering from what this man did, taking her mother away. She was waiting for her mother to come and pick her up from school. She was 7 years old. Okay. Ajane was 7 and she was there waiting for her mother and she never came to pick her up. So understand her pain and her hurt when I tell you this story. All right. So this man, Mr. Melvin, called me in. He told his story. He said that he didn't know where his daughter was, but he thought that Stephen Poaches may have known more than he was saying. The next thing you know, Poaches called in, right? And that's when it all got crazy because he called in defensive. I asked some questions. Then I went into full investigative journalist mode and it was on from there. Like I asked the questions, he answered, and I felt from that moment, from that night, I felt as though he was guilty of something. And I was praying that it wasn't the worst. We all were. But I knew wherever she was and however it went down, he was responsible. And I knew that because of the way the man handled himself, the way he was talking and everything. And those conversations will be in the documentary movie that I will put out. But I can't play that for you now, not because I am going to put it out in a documentary. No, it's nothing like that. When I do, it'll be for for the full benefit of Ajane, for her child. Understand that. All right. So I can't do it because it's hard for me to even listen to his voice. That's the reason why. All right. So I need you to understand how deep it is. For the people that know, you know. And for the people that are just finding out, she was a beautiful girl, Latoyia Figueroa. Her baby's dad, who she was in love with, she was having his child. You understand? He killed her. Yeah, he did that. And unfortunately, while we were searching for the 31 days, her father was going, her whole entire family, no, the city, because everybody was so involved. I've never seen the city actually be more involved at any one time than for the 31 days that everybody was in. People were leaving school to search for Latoyia. Okay. Like it was people coming from different states. It was police officers coming from different states coming together 100 at a time, searching all over different locations and everything. So that was a moment that people came together regardless. Now, I want y'all to know that the people that are on here right now on the Instagram, I'm on YouTube too. And I need y'all to subscribe to my YouTube because I am taking this show to YouTube. I'm here to let you know that is where I'm going to be with this naked truth. And I got a whole lot of naked truth to tell y'all. And you already know this. Everything I'm telling you is factual. Anything I'm telling you is factual. I don't got time for no gossip. I don't got time for no fake tea. It's no fake tea. It's no fake news. It's Golden Girl. And all I have for y'all is what I have always had for y'all. And you already know that would be the naked truth. I ride on that. I stand on that. All right, so they just calling in and interrupting the show and everything. I ride on that and I stand on that. And if I'm saying it, yeah, I am the one who said it from day one when I put out my book, Sex and Celebrities, everything that's in there, absolutely true. And I said this to you, that book was put out in 2007. All right, it's 2024. And everything in there is absolutely true. Half of the stories are just coming out now. Stories that are in my book, parts of stories are coming out now on the internet 20 years later, almost. So you get what I'm saying? Like anything that I'm saying, I can stand on it. And yeah, I'll say this and I'll say this for a fact and for sure. Because you see, one thing is if I'm lying, I'm flying, I ain't going nowhere. And if I was lying, they would have sued me a long time ago.
Golden girl, I'd like to go there. You heard me?
Believe that. So if you would like to follow and subscribe, you can do that at Golden Girl. Oh, no, wait a minute. Hold up. I'm going to post it up so you can just see it. All right. So give me a second to post that up. But let me just let y'all hear this for the people who did not hear, who wasn't here yesterday, or who just never heard. All right. After Poaches called in and all these days went by, and it was a bunch of arguing. People who knew him were calling and supporting him. People, his baby mom, her family, all that. And then the baby mom, after 3 years, she never called in the first year, second year, third year, she called in. And y'all know I did the show and I did the tribute show every year that I was there till I walked out the doors of Power 99. And I'm here doing it now, 19 years later, because you see, whatever I'm doing. And Power 99 was the vehicle. And I'm so thankful. At that time, I would not have been able to accomplish helping to find her without Power 99. I have love for Power 99. That's my favorite station forever and always. But at the end of the day, it was me, the inside of me, and God. It was God that put me and Mr. Melvin together that day. Like, that's what he did. And I am more thankful to God than anything that I was able to help him get closure. And Mr. Melvin went on to help so many other people, so many families that lost their kids. And that is what he did. So Lisa Lawrence called in, and I want to show, I want y'all to hear what she said 3 years later.
Hi, it's Lisa. How are you?
Lisa.
I'm Steven's baby's mother.
Oh, okay.
Surviving.
Okay. Lisa.
I'm not calling for that. I'm just calling from woman to woman, mother to mother. If you guys continue to have these conversations, if you can just leave me and my daughter's name, even that we exist out of it.
Well, we never even know about your daughter or your daughter's name or anything like that.
No, I know you don't know her name. I'm pretty sure some people do, but I would just really appreciate if you could leave me out of it, me and her. I know everyone in the city suffered during the entire time, and no matter what anyone ever wants to believe, my family suffer also. And I would just like to ask you, again, woman to woman, mother to mother, if you could just not allow people to call and say derogatory things about me. I didn't do anything to anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Right. Well, I don't have control over what other people say or whatever the case.
In a way you do. Because you have a responsibility not to let negativity continue to spread.
Right. Exactly. I do have a responsibility.
Right.
I also have a responsibility to be truthful to everybody. You're asking a lot. You understand? Like, you're asking a lot. Hold up. You're asking a lot for a woman who is sitting here living, talking, and breathing. I'm speaking and representing for a woman who cannot speak or breathe for herself.
I'm happy that
okay, so then
at some point that wasn't me.
Okay.
And like I said, I am not happy that ever happened to her or anybody else that it happened to. She is not the first person, and unfortunately, she won't be the last. You hear about situations like this in the news, in the media, all the time.
Okay, but that doesn't minimize what happened because you hear about it.
I'm only asking that you just respect me.
Okay, well, I'm telling you now. I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know right now, sweetheart. I'm letting you know right now. I really don't have a whole lot of sympathy for you because you know why? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. You're sitting here and you're telling me all this, that, and the third about have some sympathy because your family went through this and your family went through that. But how about deep down in my heart, you say that you wish this wouldn't have happened, this, that, and the third. I don't believe that because I believe that you wanted Latoyia to not be around because you wanted that man that bad. And I also believe that on the day that Latoyia, listen, hello, and I personally believe on the day that Latoyia was murdered, you were right there. That's my belief. So no, I'm not going to give you any sympathy for it. Now that's my belief.
Everybody has their opinion,
right?
And I've heard every possible which way people.
And when he sat in that courtroom and he told that story about how he took her body and he pulled it underneath the bed, and you came to his house and you didn't know she was there. There's no way that you came there while she was dead underneath the bed and you didn't know she was there. I don't buy it then and I don't buy it now.
So what he's saying.
So I'm saying I believe you were there. And as a
Okay.
matter of fact, not only am I saying I believe you were there, the other person who he got at the time, the other guy, what's that guy's name? Let me pull his interview, whatever the case. The other guy who was there with him when they found Latoyia's body, he also said that Stephen Poach told him that you were there. So were you there?
Go on, girl. I did not call here for that.
Okay, see now all of a sudden you sounded like Stephen Poach.
I call for a simple
Okay, but see, that's what happens when you call.
withdrawal. That's it. That's it.
But were you there? You ain't even answered the question.
Listen, did I ever go to trial, Golden Girl?
You ain't had to go to trial. I'm asking you the question. You called up here to ask me woman to woman. Remember,
sitting on that damn stand.
right? But you called here to ask me woman to woman, and I'm asking you woman to woman. Were you there? And you don't want to answer the question. Like I said, I listened to what he said.
Girl, not a problem.
Okay.
I understand that for the rest of my life. That these are kinds of things and the accusations that are.
Because you know what? Whatever you do in the dark, eventually, Lisa, whatever you do in the dark, eventually it comes out in the light. That's right. And God don't like no ugly. And if you weren't there, see, it's your conscience that's eating you up 3 years later. You could have called here 2 years ago. You could have called here 2 years ago. I've done this show. This is the third year.
I've tried to get through. I've
Lisa,
never been able
please,
to get
this is
through.
the third year. All your family members and everybody else got through. This is the third year.
Members.
Family members? That's right.
Okay.
Your family members. This is the third year.
I
You could
wasn't
have.
aware of that. So, you know.
You know what? Like I said, either way, you still never answered the question. And
That's
whatever
not a
you
problem.
did,
And I don't have a problem with not answering that question. Because
obvious-
I don't have to answer to you.
you're right. You don't have to answer to me, but you do
Thank
have to
you.
answer to
Have a-
God.
Golden Girls got the naked truth.
We'll never forget Latoyia Figueroa.
Rest in peace.
And right there is a fact. We will never forget Latoyia Figueroa. That was the girl right there, Lisa Lawrence, talking crazy. Like, let me see. Somebody just made a comment that said she was so unapologetic. Yo, I mean, realistically, the way she was talking. I mean, really? The way she was talking, y'all, this girl could care less. And she was there. Listen, here it is. There's Mr. Melvin. I'm sending a rest in peace shout out to Mr. Melvin, one of the most relentless men that I'll ever know, who searched for his daughter and found her. Heartbreaking as it was, you know, we did a lot. Like, it was so much. That's why when I put together the documentary, it's so much. It's what happened behind the scenes. It's the investigative part of it. It's what happened in the courtroom. It's the search that happened. It was me and Mr. Melvin. It was putting together the Silence the Violence march that we did. It was the biggest one ever in Philadelphia. We shut down Market Street from 30th Street to City Hall. They don't even allow it to happen. Understand it. All right. We marched. I had parade floats and everything out there. And the parade floats, it wasn't a happy occasion. The parade floats actually had coffins and things on them. Listen, let me tell you something. I really care about my city. I always did. And everybody that know me know that already. But you may not know some of the stuff that I'm telling you. And that, like, all of this stuff spawned from Latoyia Figueroa and all of the murders that have always been going on in Philly. But it was definitely Latoyia Figueroa, myself, Mr. Melvin, Bernard Hopkins, you name it, everybody, Beanie Siegel, like the entire Young Guns, State Property, everybody was there at this march at City Hall from 30th Street to 15th Street. Traffic stop. We had the whole joint. You know what I mean? And so when I do the actual documentary, you'll see clips and video footage from all of that. Michael Eric Dyson came there. People spoke. It was really empowering. But at the end of the day, we were there in a tribute to what this man had done to Latoyia Figueroa and to her unborn child, Nyla. So listen, when I tell you it's deep, it's deep. And there you have it. Mr. Melvin, this was a picture that he took, of course, when Latoyia was still missing. And we were using these pictures on flyers all across the city in an effort to try to find her. And so, you know, Mr. Melvin wore himself out, and he really did. And wait a minute, somebody up here made the comment. Hold on. Shout outs to Brown Arlinda Brown. What's up? Subscribe, y'all, to my YouTube, because that's where I'm gonna be at with all types of naked truth. There is a story, real quick. I'm just gonna sidebar, y'all. I was just looking through some stuff, looking through files and archives, and there was a story about a little girl in Kensington years when I was there. And this little girl got knocked down on the ground on her way to school. She was walking down the street. You may remember it. It was all over the news. She was taking her little brother to the daycare, and some bastard just gripped the little girl up, took her in the alleyway, and raped her right there and brought up in daylight. The guys that were on the street, they caught the guy, they beat him down and everything. But at the end of the day, he still had caused the damage that he did. And I was looking at some footage from that when I went there. Like, I would go to places in a rush. They would call me and be like, Golden, you know, so I'd be, oh my God, I'm on my way. And, you know, can you come down here? We having a visual. We looking for, we searching. Can you put the word out? And I'm there, like, boom, I'm coming. I'll be there. And so I was there and everything. And I was just looking at that. And I remember with that little girl, I won't name her. You know what I'm saying? She's grown now, but I still won't name her. But at the end of the day, like, I had set up, and some of the stuff that I did, like, I don't even remember that I did this stuff until I started looking through some of the archives. So I was like, wow, I set up a trust fund for that little girl. At that time, I put $1,000 in her trust fund. And the two guys that had actually did, you know, that stopped the man, or that gripped him up, they beat him down and everything. I had gave them some awards and all that. And so it was me, and at that time, Mayor Nutter, and we had came together, and me and him didn't even, like, he wasn't my favorite person. I wasn't his favorite person, because I would talk about things in the city that needed to be done, and he was the mayor. So he felt some type of way. So other than that, we were cool. But the fact that I don't care if we was cool, you needed to be doing what you was doing. I was talking about, you know, I don't care. I talked the naked truth. Yeah. So it was like a little wishy, but we still came together on everything we needed to, right? And that's how this thing works politically. Golden Girl is all over your box. I'm here. Mr. Melvin is right there. And we talking about Latoyia Figueroa, her baby dad. And I want y'all to hear this clip. This is a clip that I'm going to play for y'all. This right here comes from the aunt. This is Lisa's aunt. All right. Now, you just heard from the girl Lisa. That was the other baby mom. She called in first. And then, oh, wait. I don't want to hear her again. I don't even want to hear her again. Hold up. That's the baby mom. All right. So anyway, I'm going to put her on still frame. All right. That's the baby mom, Lisa Lawrence. Lisa's aunt called in. All right. Golden 69. What's up, baby? Philly is in the building. All right. And oh, my dog is going off. I'm like, what's going on? And so at the end of the day, let me let y'all hear this, and then I can go check on the dog while y'all checking this out. This was Lisa's aunt calling in to defend Stephen Poach. Now, listen to how hard this lady was going, and this man had killed Latoyia, and she was, all of them was going hard for this nigga.
I would just like to say to the young lady's family that she is missing, and we know that Stephen and her were having a rocky relationship. We also know that there were times when she came to us, she claimed to be pregnant, she called rape testing, she said she had a miscarriage. When he took her down to the doctor's office that day, she told him that she was going to the University of Pennsylvania hospital. But the day when they went to the hospital, they went to Pennsylvania hospital. Anything to see the doctor with, because you don't have a co-payment or anything like that. Mm-hmm. The family has been harassing the family. They've been breaking into their apartment, coming up on him. They've been calling him, telling him that they're going to kill him. Now their family has been circling around pieces blocks up and down the street all hours of the day. They're in the family. We call the police don't come. We call 911. No one comes. We call the police district that he lives in. No one is coming. They get up on the TV and they tell all kinds of things about things that have been happening. And some of the things that they're saying on TV is not true.
Like what?
Some things have not been happening the way they said.
Like what? Tell us. What?
They said that my niece assaulted this young lady. Mm-hmm. My niece was at work, and she pregnant during the time when she was supposed to have been assaulted. Now, she went to her own family members, and she told her family members Lisa was the one who assaulted her. But when she made her police report, and you can check it out, she told the police she didn't know who had assaulted her.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa was pregnant. Stephen, the job that he was doing,
Mm-hmm.
was going to say that he needed assistance, and you understand?
All this in 1 week?
This is the stuff that's been going on. Young lady was missing. There was a whole stuff going on way.
Can I ask you one question before we go with the whole lot of stuff? Because we all have heard the stories that there's been a very rocky relationship, that there's been violence in the relationship, they've been fighting before. We heard all those stories. Like, I didn't heard it all. I just want to ask you a question. Did you get a chance to hear his interview that he did with me?
I did not feel any type of emotion, but there's been so much emotional stress going on between them. You know,
listen, you're Lisa's aunt?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I'm going to stop you because you haven't heard the interview. Not hearing the interview, you can't understand how everybody else feels the way that they feel. They only feel that way from listening to what he said.
You know, they're doing this and they're doing that, but what's going on, this harassment that you're going to the family, you know?
No, you know.
If you're going to tell it, what you doing? Tell it little sneaky stuff that you're in the street.
Well, several family members have called up here and said that, yes, they're irate. Yes, they feel violent. Yes, they want to hurt somebody. Several people have called up here and said that. They have said that. Now, let me ask you something. Let's switch the script. Let's flip the script. How would you feel if it was Lisa? Do you feel like you would want to hurt somebody if it were Lisa?
If it was, yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. That's it. Y'all are only human. You said the same thing everybody else feels. Not condoning any violence or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we all feel the same way. If somebody does something to somebody that...
You know, I keep hearing them on TV talking this girl, she's not the one. She would never do it.
I don't know, sweetheart. Do you think she's at a hotel now?
Yes, but she told them
She told who?
She said she was going to go down and have this baby and stay with family members and Florida.
And who did she tell that to? Okay. Well, listen, thank you for your comments. I couldn't seem to get him on the phone. I asked him last night what was the last thing she said to him. She said, I'll see you later. Nothing about going to Florida, nothing about staying, nothing about moving away. He ain't say none of that. He ain't say none of that.
This was the comment that she made last month that she was going to go to Florida.
Okay.
And Florida. That she made.
All right. Well, listen, thank you. I've let you speak on behalf of Lisa. She welcome to call up here. She would like to, too. And
I don't think that Lisa needs to call her. She's very upset. I mean, when you be upset, people are following you around.
I would be upset if I thought that I was with a man that could possibly have done something to harm his other baby's mother. I would be more than upset.
With a man like that, too. But, you know, sometimes when you have trust and faith in the person,
you overlook it?
You overlook it.
Oh. Well, what? When you had faith in the man, what? Okay, so then tell me, what were you going to say? What are you supposed to do if you really, what were you going to say?
What the truth is, you just don't all of a sudden jump up on a person just because people are making accusations. I mean, I'm making accusations. Somebody's saying that she had something to do with this girl's disappearance, and I mean, just knowing that she's been cutting here recently and just had a baby, walking down in the street on it.
Right. Thank you for your comment again, and I appreciate it. She didn't think I would put it on the air for whatever her reasons, but clearly she didn't know who Golden Girl is. No, you said it, and you gotta live with it. And I hope she on this live now and somebody that know her to tell her, like, yo, you was riding hard for this nigga, and he murdered Latoyia and her unborn child. She was sitting there just talking crazy trash. You hear this? You should just ride with a person until this and all that. And they knew this nigga did it.
Golden Girl's about to flame these. That's right. Crack the whip, baby.
they had to. And I want to tell everybody before I go any further, I want to let everybody that's out here know, like, if you are in a domestic violence situation, the domestic violence hotline number is 800-799-7233. Again, if you are going through any type of domestic violence, all right, then that's a number that you can call and talk to somebody. You can always call and talk to me too, but that's the number that you can call for real help. And that's the domestic violence hotline. It's 800-799-7233. All right. Shout outs to everybody that's on this live. I'm going through comments right now. Crying easy. I just swear I know I'm messing the name up, but hey, you know who I'm talking to. She said she was moving to Florida. That was hard. Yeah, like, did you hear the whole way? They were really going by everything that this maniac was telling them, and they were probably not really believing it, but in one way, maybe can't believe that the person that they were sitting next to, that they were chill and cool and they knew and was this and that, was the same man that had done this to Latoyia. And how did he kill Latoyia? He strangled Latoyia. All right. And when he told the story, right? Oh my God. In the courtroom, the man told the story of how he took her life. And he said that they were arguing because they just went to the appointment. She had a prenatal appointment. He didn't go to any of her prenatal appointments prior. She had been begging him to go, according to her dad and everybody. He never wanted to go with her. He really didn't want her to have a kid. But this day was the setup day. He set her up, his own baby's mother, Latoyia Figueroa. He went with her to the doctor's appointment and acted like it was a beautiful day. They then went to 52nd Street to the to that Mr. Hooks, the shrimp joint. I don't even know if it's still up there, but that, you know what I'm talking about, right there on 52nd and Walnut. They went there, all right, and that's where they had lunch. And then after that, they winded up back at his house, and this is where everything went awry. He said they got into an argument. They were going back and forth with the arguing, and he said that before he knew anything, he just ripped her up by her neck, lifted her up off the floor. But he said he didn't mean to do it, but when he knew anything, she stopped breathing. It's like, oh my God. And when I tell you the way he did the motions of his hands, right? Y'all give me a second when I'm telling you this, because, the visual comes to my head. And this is a visual that's been there for 19 years, right? And so, but talking about it, yeah, that courtroom and him and lifting his hands up to show himself choking her, and when he let her go and the way he motioned, when I do put the documentary out, I'll show you, or either I'll have an actor or somebody do the motion of what he did or whatever the case. I don't even know how that's going to go. But, yeah, and then he just dropped her. He dropped her on the floor. And at some point, he drug her body up under the bed. And he claims that just minutes later, he claims his baby mom, the one that you're looking at right now, if you are looking on YouTube, which I'm on YouTube, and I encourage you to follow me on YouTube, subscribe, because I'm going to give you naked truth about everything, like everything. If you're looking on here, you're seeing one picture of her. If you're looking on YouTube, you're seeing a whole different picture of her, where is a more current picture, where you can see how she looks now versus how she looked then. All right. Now, just going through the whole thing and listening to him talk about it, and how he says that she came over moments later. But remember, he told the friend that was with him on the day that he got caught, they went there to move the body. The friend had already, ratted him out to the cops and everything. They went to move Latoyia's body in Chester, behind the train tracks, where he had put her, in a trash bag. And when he went to move her body, That's when the police got him. But not before he told the friend. He told him that his baby mom, Lisa Lawrence, was there, and she watched Latoyia Figueroa take her last breath. And he did. And she did. This all was told to me way before he got arrested. This was the behind the scenes information and it's on, I got it on audio when he called in, when the friend called in, right? He was supposed to be getting $100,000 because he was the one that had the information. He only got $10,000 out of that reward money. I told y'all some of that information. On the documentary, you'll hear Dame Dash, you'll see Beanie Siegel, Beans was in jail, but he sent his mom, Michelle, I told y'all, to put up money for the reward for him. You'll see that it's all on video. Then the audio is Dame Dash calling in and everything to tell me all about what they were putting forward for him and Jay. So when I tell you, like, you know, seeing it, hearing it, the audio, but seeing visuals to go along with it, yeah, like, look here. It's a lot. And you could tell it get under my skin when I think about it, you know, because I know that the Philadelphia police didn't really do their full job. Matter of fact, let me keep it clear and keep it all the way 100 with y'all. This nigga was getting away with this joint. They didn't do nothing. Like, they didn't do nothing. They searched this man's house. They had searched his cars. They did everything. They searched at his job. They did all that. They found no evidence. Yet he had done the shit. They found nothing. He wasn't even a suspect. He wasn't even a suspect. The night that he called me, the nigga was not a suspect. All right? He became a suspect after that. Then they started looking into what he was saying from everything he was saying on the radio. It's like people on Instagram now and on social media, they tell it he was forward with his. All right. And so, you know, that's the way that started. And then he became a person of interest. Only after that. And he'd already did what he'd done. So, like I'm saying, when the guy asked me yesterday, how do you know that she was there? Well, he's the one that told it. Golden Girl is all over your box. And that's what it is. You know, this joint right here is heavy and it stay heavy. It don't go away. Like, none of it does. You know, I seen Tanisha Diaz joined in. She lost her baby. She lost her baby. You know what I mean? 2 boys, her baby, and his best friend not too long ago. Man, this stuff, it don't go away. If I touch it, it stay with me. I can't even really go to her page. I really can't come to your page. There's a few times I come to your page when I see stuff, I'd be too much. It'd be too much. You know, and I'd be really getting involved. We're in a different time now. You know what I'm saying? People start calling me and everything, DMing me and all this type of stuff. So these, you never know. I never speak about it. I let things go. And I just want everything to happen the way that it happened. You get closure on your baby. All right. So just know that, like, I ain't got nothing to gain. Only my heart to give and to help when I can and if I can. And that's the way it is. It's the way it's going to always be. Latoyia Figueroa. I will never let you forget her, Philly. That's fact right there. Those people that were calling in and that were defending this man and everything, I know they got to feel really stupid, but they may not, because you know what? They love him. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? And I don't really care. What I do know, oh yeah, that was Mr. Hooks. That's right. I did get it. What I do know is that Lisa, forget the rest of the people that called in. These were people that just thought and they were trying to figure it out and they were riding with her and riding with him. But this girl right here on this picture, she knew and she was there. And I say it and I stand on it. No, I was not there. What was told to me before the whole thing came out, the man told it. He just lied on the stand and to the investigators and told them she came here a couple minutes later. It was a lie. And they had sex. He told that in the court, that they had sex with Latoyia's body under the bed. Like that. This is what this man said. And they had like the bulletproof thick glass. We was in the courtroom with that whatever court room that is, or ones that they got with the thick glass downtown. You know what I'm saying? That is where we were. And the reason why they had that glass up is because people wanted to get to this man. Understand it? Like, people were like, her dad was there, family members, everybody was like wanted to jump across the joint and get him. So after the first day, he was talking, he was saying everything. They had us in the room with the glass. And so, I just look, let me tell you something. That joint don't go away. Like I said, it's been 19 years. I'm still talking about Latoyia Figueroa. All right. So whatever you do, when I say it, I be meaning it. Always remember to BIG, believe in God, because he believes in you. He makes all things possible too. Like he made it possible for me to run into Mr. Melvin that day. And I'm still talking about it 19 years later. He made it possible for me to just go up one day. And I don't even know how it happened that I knew about Tanisha. Like, I don't even know how it all happened. I can't remember the first day, but I seen something or whatever the case, or she tagged me. I'm not even sure. But all I know is God put people in places for reasons, and that is real. So whatever help that, and I know I was able to help Tanisha raise some funds and everything, and whatever help that I was able to help her do, like that's my heart that makes me feel good for her. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take away any pain of anything. It doesn't. So I just want to let you know too, you know what I'm saying, that my heart is with you always. I know you're going through it. It don't change. And I'm not saying it like as a depressing, like, oh, I want Golden Girl to tell me that things is going to be better. It is going to be better. You keep God first and you be strong. You know what I'm saying? So you deal with it. But yeah, nah. No, I lost my daughter too. I just don't even talk about it. Golden Girl is all over your boxy up. I'm here and I'm doing what I do, and that's to be right here for you, right?
Golden girl, I'd like to go there. You heard me?
Shout out to everybody that's on here. All right, let me see. Brian, Gillespie, what's up? I see everybody that's on here. I got the blues just joined in. What's up? Yes, today I've been talking all about Latoyia Figueroa, and I mentioned about Tanisha, and she lost Shadi, and Well, for the people on Instagram, they're gone already because Instagram clipped the live. My phone burned up. It says temperature now needs to be cooled down. It's the naked truth. I try to tell y'all whenever I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm telling the naked truth, it's always a flag coming from somewhere. Right now, it is on Instagram. So it is what it is. And so for everybody that's on here, please subscribe. Let your friends know the Golden Girl is here. I got a lot of naked truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I talked about Latoyia Figueroa because that is my heart right there. You know what I'm saying? Ajane is in need of things. I'm not done talking about Latoyia Figueroa. Oh, I'm going to bring this joint right back around in the circle. Believe me when I tell you, I made a promise to Mr. Melvin that I would never, ever let the city of Philadelphia forget about Latoyia. And I meant that, I you know what I'm saying? Like, I hold true to my promises. That's why I don't like to make people promises, because I'll be 19 years later still doing whatever I told you I was going to do in that promise. And that is real right there. If you know me, you know that.
Golden Girls got the naked truth.
We'll never forget Latoyia Figueroa.
Rest in peace.
We definitely. So if anybody is out there that's going through it, I do want you to look right there, the domestic violence hotline. Take that number if you know somebody else that's going through it. There's a lot of people that's going through it, and you love the person that you're in a relationship with, so you don't want to call anybody. So, just have that number handy just in case if anything go wrong or you know somebody that's going through it. Just go ahead and give it to them. I want to say rest in peace to Latoyia Figueroa and to her unborn child, Nyla. You understand? Who would be 19 years old now. Took the baby's life too, like all that, everything. So the day that I drop this particular documentary, you understand, it will be something that the city of Philadelphia We'll never forget. That'll be forever. You'll be able to watch it, see it, support it. I'll make it so that, all of any funds, forget what's going to be made, but any type of donations or anything that anybody would want to make. People have always said, how is her daughter? Like, what could I do? There's always something you could do. So I'll get all that information and everything. So somebody may want to donate to her in honor of her mother or help her along the way. Yes, all of that. All right. So again, I'm going to leave you with this. Always remember to BIG, believe in God. He believes in you. He makes all things possible too. And check this out.
Tonight, 25-year-old Stephen Poche has been charged with the murders of Latoyia Figueroa and their unborn child. He was caught after a tipster tipped the police that Poche asked him to help move the pregnant woman's body. Before Stephen Poche was arrested, he called into a local radio station several times and spoke with a DJ called Golden Girl.
I'm outside. I can't come in there and get on the radio?
Well, I mean, where you at? Because I'm looking. You turning into the parking lot now.
Yeah, that's me.
The untold story of Latoyia Figueroa.
My conversation with a killer.
Join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Make sure you subscribe and get in where you fit in, baby.